Okay, class. It's Teacher Eman again. Nag-concert kasi ako. Medyo please bear with my voice and the background sound. Now we're going to talk about now difference of two squares. Okay, this is another technique that we can use in factoring polynomials. Okay, now once you have a polynomial or a binomial like this, x squared minus y squared, so these are two terms. Alright, and then we can factor this one out into this x plus y at the quantity of x plus y times the quantity of x minus y. Okay, now if we have an example, for example, we have a squared minus 49. Okay, the steps in difference of two squares is the first, determine whether these two terms, okay, are perfect squares. It means we can have their square root. Okay, now what are perfect squares? Perfect squares are numbers or integer that if we find their factors, it will be two equal integers. For example, we have square root of 25. Is 25 a perfect square? Let's try to find the square root. Okay. So what is there two integers? Are there two integers? Two equal integers, right? That if we multiply them, it will result to 25. Yes, two equal integers, 5 and 5. It's equal to 25. So the square root of 25 is 5. So these are perfect squares. Now, for variables, okay, for us to determine if it's a perfect square variable, they need to be divisible by 2. Once you mean divisible, it's we can divide it by 2. For example, right, we have a squared. Exponent, okay, exponent is a squared. So what is the exponent of a? It's 2. Is 2 divisible by 2? It's yes. It's a yes. Right? So therefore, this is a perfect square variable. Now, what is the right? What is the square root of a squared or the factors of a squared? So we have a times a, right? So every variable, meron talaga yan silang 1 dyan. So we have a squared. So when we, right, that's how you determine first if the terms, okay, is applicable in the difference of two squares. And now, also, it only applies if we have two terms, okay? So if you have trinomials, this is not applicable. And the operation is a minus. It's difference. That's why it's difference. So pag plus to dito, it's not applicable, okay? So let's try to answer. A squared minus 49. Okay? Since nalaman na natin that they are all perfect squares, so the step now is to copy the formula first. Okay? X squared minus y squared is equal to x plus y, x minus y. And then let's substitute the values. X squared would be a squared minus 49 is equal to, right? Now, what will be our factored out form of a squared minus 4a? 49, I mean. This is 49. So we need to find the square roots of these two terms. Okay, let's first try the a squared. What is the square root of a squared? It's a. Okay, 49. It's 7. Now, this is the first term, now this is the second term. So just substitute the values. A plus 7. A, okay. The formula it's minus, and then 7. This is now your factored out form. Okay, do you understand, class? So this is the difference of two squares. Easy, right? So first term, second term must be perfect squares. And then find the square roots. And now this would be into this form.